Elon Musk has decided to take a page out of Kim Kardashian's book by referring to American workers as lazy. He did it during an interview with the Financial Times where he said there's just a lot of super talented, hardworking people in China who strongly believe in manufacturing. They won't just be burning the midnight oil, they will be burning the 3 a.m. oil. They won't even leave the factory type of thing. Whereas in America, people are trying to avoid going to work at all. Oh, China believes in manufacturing. Is that why manufacturing jobs were shipped abroad by US corporations to exploit cheap labor and basically no regulations to protect that labor? Could that be why? Anyway, now Elon Musk loves to treat his workers like crap. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this video.
In 2015 alone, the rate of serious injury at Tesla's Fremont factory was 102% above the industry average. And in 2016, it was above the average by 82.5%. Tesla claims its 2019 injury rate dropped below the industry average. But the Center for Investigative Reporting found that Tesla underreported its injuries that year. On top of that, California's inspection agency said it couldn't verify Tesla's claims about safety improvements.
Basically, everybody would cut their arms and hands. Sometimes people would bleed off the line and have to run to the bathroom, so it would be a man down, a second person. I would have to stop the line, and once you stop it, if you stop the line there, management come over, would start yelling at you, and they'd be like, why did he cut his hand? What is he doing? Oh, change him out with someone better. Almost like a modern day industrial sweatshop.
Dennis tried to help organize a union to gain more of a voice. But Musk and Tesla stopped it by illegally threatening, harassing, and firing workers, according to the NLRB.
Management makes you want to feel like they're the superior, you should be afraid, you should appease me. That's basically, the culture was always there, basically an extreme hierarchy.
Now here in America, even though workers are still treated like crap, which is why we're seeing this unionization effort, across the country with Starbucks, with Amazon, there are still some protections. Whereas in China, there are relatively few protections for workers. In fact, recently they had COVID lockdowns in China, but Tesla's factory decided to have its own lockdown where their employees were locked in the factory, continuing to produce Tesla vehicles on behalf of Elon Musk, okay? So last month, workers at Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory were required to sleep at the facility as production resumed following a 3-week shutdown. A memo indicated that each worker would be provided with a sleeping bag and an air mattress and expected to work 12-hour shifts with 1 day off per week. And that is what makes Elon Musk salivate. For all the right wingers who love to fillet Elon Musk because you think you're owning the libs, understand what you're doing, okay? You're empowering a guy who sees you as nothing more than another cog in the machine, who loves to abuse workers for what? To give them equity, to give them a fair share of the pie, or to, increase his own wealth, which is part of the reason why he's one of the richest people, if not the richest person in the country, in the world.
Yeah, so we talked about this in the context of Ben Shapiro. Same thing with Elon Musk. Everything they say is from the point of view of an incredibly wealthy person. So they're like, well, if you work harder, you'll make more money. Well, if you're the founder, well, he's not the founder of Tesla, but if you're the owner of Tesla, there might actually be some truth to that. And in different companies and different industries, even if you're not the owner, you might be able to work your way up. I know I did it. I did it at a place called Whammy in Miami when we worked in TV. I came in at the lowest sales job and I worked my way up to head writer and supervising producers. So I don't want you to get discouraged and think that it's not possible at all in the country. It is. But there's a mythology that anyone could do it anywhere. Well, that just physically isn't true. If you're working at a factory, for example, he used the Chinese factories as like the gold standard because they make their workers work all night until 3 a.m. They make them sleep on the factory floor. Now, do you think those assembly line workers in China are going to one day work their way up to CEO? No, that's not how it works. No, they're just gonna get paid the same thing they always get paid. They'll just be forced to work more. Are they going to gain the equity of the company and they're going to get rich like Elon Musk? No, of course not. How about here in America? Wait, did you give all of your assembly line workers substantial equity in Tesla so they're all going to be millionaires? Because it happens sometimes. This guy who pinned a mural for Facebook is a multimillionaire now. So did you do that at Tesla? Do all your assembly line workers, are they all going to be incredibly rich? Oh no, they're not, are they, Elon? They're not. You're just paying them a wage and then say, back to the mines, back to the assembly line. Why don't you guys enjoy it so much? And be honest, Elon Musk and all of the rest of you. Is that the same pool of people that you're hiring executives from? Now, I'm in the business community. I know. No, that's not what you do at all. There's a totally different group of people that you hire when you're looking for executives and management. The mythology that maybe existed in the 1950s for a couple of years of, oh, you go into the assembly line and if you're an industrious hard worker, you work hard, you can go all the way up to CEO. Not in today's America. No way. It's a total and utter lie to get you to work more for less.
That's right, and that's been going on since the 1970s, where real wages have remained stagnant. Real wages actually did rise, though, for one group of people at the top of the distribution, whereas wages rose at a lower rate or even fell at the middle and bottom. Real inflation-adjusted wages at the 90th percentile increased over 1979 to 2019 for the workforce as a whole and across sex, race, and Hispanic ethnicity, meaning the people at the very top, the top 10%. By contrast, though, middle, meaning the 50th percentile, and bottom 10th percentile wages grew to a lesser degree, example, women, or even declined in real terms for men. Now, the reason why it declined for men and just kind of stagnated completely for women is because women were already being paid less than men. But the fact of the matter is, no, there is no real revenue sharing happening. And if workers don't have a stake in the game, why are they gonna work themselves to death for you, Elon? And by the way, the culture is changing a little bit in China, where the workers there are asking, why are we working ourselves to death? This isn't right. So I'm looking forward to when they rise up and they fight back, because that's what needs to happen.
And the reason they're doing that in China is because now they have a little bit more wages. And so that's a great thing. And it has gotten them leverage. So they now are in a position where they get to ask the question, hey, maybe we shouldn't work ourselves to death. Now, I tell you that because think about what he was saying about the factory workers. Given that they're not getting any of the upsides of the company, and given that they're paid a flat wage, why would they want to work all night? Well, the thing is they don't want to do it. They have no choice. They have no economic power. They're worried their family's going to starve. And Elon Musk takes that and flips it as if they have agency and free will, and they chose to do that because they're positive they're going to be multimillionaires once they do it. No, they literally have no other choice. That's why they're sleeping on the factory floor. Look, we're fair. At one point, Elon Musk, you could say it was theater, you could say it was optics, but he once slept on the floor, once, congratulations, okay? And does he work hard though? I imagine that he does work hard. But that's Elon, that's because you get $250 billion for working hard. Your assembly line worker is not getting that money. Are there companies where that still happens? Yes, there are small businesses where you could move up. Our company, we move people up all the time, okay? But if you're a right winger out there, is that your experience at the big companies, at the big giant corporations screwing us all, including Tesla? Do you have the experience that, oh man, I was working so hard at the assembly line? Somebody came up to me and said, hey, would you like to be vice president? If you got that story, come and tell us. Because that's a great story, I'd like to celebrate that company. There are good companies in the world. But not a lot of them that are publicly traded corporations. They must maximize profit by law. And they aren't going around going, oh, that guy worked really hard. I don't know, let's make him in charge of marketing. Is not at all how it works, and you know it. They're trying to trick you to get you to work longer for no extra pay and no extra nothing other than the myth, the fable that one day you're gonna be rich. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.